Guys, it's me again, Ruowen Huang. My husband and my son have gone to, visit my in-law. So obviously, I will have more time or time flexibility to do my broadcast. So that's why I give you guys pre-warning. If you don't want to see so much of me, which I can get, it can be overwhelmed sometimes, you're more than welcome to shut me out. I'm totally okay with it. But anyway, before I begin, let me first introduce myself. My name is Ruowen Huang. I'm an author, spirit coach, and also a psychic. Today, I want to talk about the test between a picky eater and a cook. Did you realize how fast I decide to answer a question depending on how often I see it in my actual surroundings? So if it happens in regular basis or majority of my cases, then I will most likely responding to your question, right away, because I seen how often it happens. So picky eater. I know a lot of picky eater. I myself am a picky eater, so I understand. So I just received this question not long ago, but since I have time, asking me, they want to know the test of a picky eater, right? They're like, she give me a particular example. Some people have to eat food have a perfect ratio of either percentage or the way cook ratio or whatever, then they will eat it. Otherwise, they will disregard how organic, how nature, how whole food, like how great the food source is, or disregard how much effort you put into it. If you don't meet their standard, they would not eat it. So she simply want to know, is it because in their past life they've been starved to death, that's why they've been like this, or because they are here to learn how to have principle, live on their principle. They have to follow the rule. That's what their purpose. And also, she would like to know, if that's the case, how about the test for the cook, the person who is cooking? What are we supposed to learn? Are we supposed to learn to compromise? Are we supposed to learn to, cooperate or something, or maybe be harsh on ourselves and meet their standard? The reason I have a hot laugh is because if you really know who I am, or you really follow my blog for a long time, I bet if my husband is watching this vlog, he's probably already rolling his eye and telling you whatever I'm gonna tell you anyway. But first of all, if you ever know somebody who is starving and can, starving in the previous life, and then to a point they starve, or they're so poor that they cannot afford food, trust me, in this life they will eat anything. I'm not joking, anything. Why? Because when you got to that point, they know food is a privilege, food is given. They don't entitle themselves with it, you know what I mean? So if someone who being starved before, the chances they would not be picking this life, because they knew deep down in their soul, they knew what it was like to be poor. They knew what it was like to be starved. So they would not be as picky. So if you happen to be picky in this life, I'm not saying just you. I myself am picky at food too, so I get it. Unless the food is really, really, really bad, really disgusting, it's hard for me to swallow, the chances I will eat anything. Why? As picky as I am, I've been gone through the hardship in my past life, and then in this life or the previous life, I know what the starving feels like. So I would not be picky at food. So unless your food is really unedible, otherwise I will eat it, even though I am picky. So when I say I'm picky, I'm really picky. Why? Because I'm a cook, remember? So when I do appreciate good food, like once in a blue moon, they have food that's excellent, and then they are great, you will see my true appreciation. Like, I don't just eat it, I really appreciate it. You know what I mean? So that's why I wanna have a laugh is, if you have any picky eater around you and then they're so stubborn, no. The last conclusion you wanna have is, they've been starved before. No, if they've been starved before, they will eat anything. The very possible conclusion you could have is they may be a food critic before. Food critic is they only know to taste food. Do they know the effort to make the food? No, not necessary. They will taste food, they know what they like, but do they know the process to create that food? No, they don't. In this slide, very likely, what are they learning? What are they learning is the best way I can come up for you is called empath. Empath. It's kind of hard to grasp, but let me explain it this way. If you hire a cleaner to come to your house and it doesn't clean it perfectly the way you want it to be, it's easy for you to point it out. Oh my God, this cleaner is so lazy. This, forget about this, right? Because I didn't clean it and I know exactly what needs to be cleaned and I tell you what needs to be done, but you didn't get it done. Easy to quit it. Trust me, being a soul, criticism is probably the very first lesson you have to learn because it's easy for us to pick us up. But once you say, you know what, I would do way better job than that person is, and then you start grabbing your broom, you start grabbing your mop, and you start mopping your floor. 4 hours pass, probably the same time as a cleaner did. You realize you only clean 1/3 of the house because you realize, oh my God, it actually requires way more work than you should. At this point, what actually happened is it creates empath. Empathy only happens when you experience what other person did. You've gone through what other people did. You go through all the effort, go do all the shopping, go do all the cooking. That's when you appreciate it. So if you asking me in a soul perspective, what is this soul going to learn? I will honestly telling you, I think they are supposed to learn how to be empathy. The reason of that is, if a soul is evolved to a certain level, they will know criticism is not a test they're supposed to pick it up. There's something more to it. They know there's something more to it. And they will not choose criticism, or they will not learn appreciation. See, appreciation go after criticism. So at least if they don't like food, they don't like certain things, they will at least learn appreciation. So if they don't have any sign of appreciation, they simply stick there. Trust me, they have a long way to go. They do. Sad to say, but good thing is they could evolve fast. You never know. Evolution only takes 1 second. Once you get it, you get it. Right? So if you ask me, were they poor? No. They most likely quit it. What are they here to learn? They are here to learn first appreciation, then empathy. It depends on their level. I don't know which one they're picking up. So you ask me, what's the cook's task? See, it really depends on the person. On me, I have to learn not to give a shit. On you, I don't know. You might be a nicer person. So you might actually feel there is room for you to improve. You want to better yourself. You want to better your skill. But as I say, it really depends on people. But mind you, I tell you, I've been cooked since I was 15 or even younger, right? And I had life after life that I've been a cook. I know my cooking skill very well. And for me, I don't just taste food quality. I taste the emotion and feeling people put into food. You know what I mean? So it's a whole package together for me. It's not just, don't tell me the percentage of ratio. Don't put me that. If you are in shitty mood and then you cook this kind of food, it's hard, unbearable for me to eat it either. But as I say, unless it's as rock as a stone, it's unedible. Otherwise, I would still eat it. Why? Because I've been starved before. So what I'm saying, as a cook, I'm speaking on the point of cook. If you ask me what my test is simply not to give a shit. That is, if this conversation happened between me and my husband, what I would say is, great, you don't like it? Cook it for yourself. You know what I mean? Go ahead. Go crazy. Cook it for yourself. I'm done with you. But that is process of me to learn. But for you, as I say, you might say, hey, this is a chance for me to improve my cooking skill. I don't know. This is what happened with bra. let me go pick up parcel first. Hi. Thank you. Great. Thanks. One thing on the broadcast, which I think I'm way more comfortable now, is anything happen, you know, I don't get like startled, which I did before. I'm very easily startled before. But now I can even answer the question, answer the phone, or answer the parcel. So, but anyway, I hope that answered your question. With you, you know, right away I can already tell you, whoever asked me this question, you know, I'm not the best example you want to follow, really. Not really. But I would already tell you a way nicer person than I am. So maybe you feel in cooking skill you have way more room to improve. I don't know. But you know what? With me, you know, I'm in all stand and believe for people communicate to one another, especially in a marriage, especially in a relationship, right? I mean, I understand how hard it is to prepare a meal for someone. I also understand how hard it is to look after a child if you have a child, or, you know, keep the house together and all that. So, you know, family, for me, family take two people to work it together, not just one. Not just I expect you to do that and get it done because, you know, they are not your hired servant. Not really. So the best advice I can give it to you is really spend some time, sit down and have a conversation with one another. Have a conversation, right? If they simply cannot accept anything wrong ratio on the cook, it's best for them to cook it for themselves. It's like if one person had allergy and got so many 20 different things they're allergic to and then they cannot touch it, it's best they prepare their own food. You know what I mean? So have a talk. Otherwise, at least show some appreciation. At least, you know, tell them this is what I can do. I don't like to waste food. I don't like to do that. But, you know, where can we meet in the middle? As I say, all take communication. So again, I hope this quick episode answered your question. First, I highly doubted he being starved before. I don't think so. I don't think his task is here to be stubborn and, you know, stick to the principle, because you will eventually understand the more you know about things, the more flexible you are. That's just the nature. So you will realize if they continue to stick to stubbornness or principle, there's some room for them. They obviously had to learn something, and then that something ain't gonna be stuck to this, because the more you know, the more evolved you are, you will become more flexible on things. And then as for you, I don't know what test you are, but the last thing I will recommend you is stuck into that, you know, I'm all wrong, it's all me, I'm all bad, that kind of thinking. Reach out, talk to people, get yourself healthy. It's good for your relationship anyway. So again, if you like what I'm doing, you can always join me live on Facebook, or go to subscribe my YouTube channel or my website, ruowen.com. Till then, talk to you guys next time. Bye.